The false alarm that happened 1 week ago today, Friday, at mainland high school, Daytona Beach, Florida, really shook me up until I really, looked more into it. Oh my God, it got me hard. And I have nothing invested in this at all. It's like, hey, I know these families who have these children there, and whatever. We need to take all threats, any kind of alarms, immediately, very seriously. These are grave, serious matters. Let me relieve you though, okay? I did some research on this, and I understand, yes, it shakes the whole nation, the whole world, when something happens, like we had in Texas and New Jersey. Here I am in Florida. There's more than 23,000 secondary schools and high schools. I'm not sure what they consider, secondary school, but this is according to the United States Department of Education. I don't know how many elementary schools there are, because we had the situation in Uvalde. More than 3,000 college campuses, I guess they call it post-secondary or whatever. Well, I'm not sure what, the definition of that is. I didn't look that much into it, but just curious what the numbers are. I'm a big numbers guy, So, these are some numbers. What has happened, the gruesome, atrocious events. We need to remember, as much of a mess, mental mess, statistically speaking, the police, sheriff, all these thugs are, and as inadequate of security that we have in the United States of America, how hostile and dangerous it is in this country. We see the numbers, okay? Something like that. I mean, on a day by day over day basis. Apparently this happened Thursday and Friday, today being the 16th of September 2022, so that was the 9th. That situation happened last week. With all the helicopters from the news. Of course the news wants this stuff. It's more sponsorship for them, more what they call money, dollars. What's happened that's beyond tragic is extremely rare, y'all. And they've really stepped it up. They being, the states and the schools, with regard to watching things, putting more security on what they call campuses or whatever, of all schools. Which I always say, if you love your children, get them out of school. I'm not even supportive of your, white supremacy curriculum, homeschooling as it is. They're still on that same homeschooling system. I mean, Amish are cool. I'm down with the Amish. They do their own thing. Still caught up in a lot of white supremacy though. So I gotta remember this. But it can happen at any given moment. That's the reality. The same thing with regard to airports, airplanes, cars. The situation at Hallandale Beach Boulevard, how much traffic goes through there. Now everybody's scared to drive through. Now everybody can be scared to drive through Hallandale Beach Boulevard because some guy brought out a ballistic weapon and started making things go ballistic, I understand that, people can say it's a government conspiracy. there's some kind of fight for ballistic weapons controlling of them, which, I looked at statistics, and I'm thinking football right now. The strategies, the schemes that can be used to have zero homicide, zero crime, and that's obvious. I'm supportive of replacing the Constitution with a new Constitution that would say no more ballistic weapons. Right to bear arms from what? From your king? To protect yourself from your slaves back then? Or no, you wanted to torture them. So, whatever. I mean, even if it is a conspiracy, fine, I'll get that. I'll hear you on that. I'll hear your religious excuses and whatever it might be, but still, notwithstanding, it's extremely rare. Beyond rare. I understand you don't want to be 35,000 feet high. Okay. Just for the fact that you're 35,000 plus feet high. And then, of course, you don't know about your fellow passengers. I'm with you on that. But remember, even with a security glitch, something like crazy that we've heard on the news, is extremely rare. I'm severely disabled, considered visually impaired, blind, and of course, so very fragile because of the MS, the way I can hardly walk. And I'm confident on going into the hood, whatever. I'm not too. Getting on an airplane, train, bus. That includes your new viruses without a diaper on my face. So we're good. We're cool. All right. Go to play basketball. People.